Please don't kill me. Please.
Whoa. I'm not going to kill you, dude. Calm down.
You're not here to kill me?
I don't even know you.
Oh, thank God. Please close the door and turn off the lights. Hurry!
Who's trying to kill you?
Some guy. I don't know. It's not even my fault. My family was involved in some bad dealings. Now I'm just getting dragged into it.
That's rough, dude. Well, listen, you're safe here.
I'm not safe anywhere. And I can't stay here. I have to go to my daughter. She might be in trouble.
Oh, I didn't know you had a daughter. Did you leave her at home?
No. I had a feeling something bad was going to happen, so I left her with a close friend. But now I don't know. I'm scared. I have to go.
No. I mean, leaving right now will only make things worse. Trust your friend and stay low. You have to survive for your daughter. Be rational.
You're right. Thank you. I'll stay low. Where are we anyways?
Where are we? Well, we're at Camp Podcast.
Who are you, by the way?
I'm Jason. How about you?
I'm Rod. I can't.
It's fine. You don't have to tell me your real name. What should I call you?
Call me Ken. The name of my father.
Okay, Ken. Well, I'll get you caught up.
Hey!
Calm down.
Turn on.
Didn't I tell you it was fine? See? Now, realistically, you want to lay low here at Camp Podcast to get rid of any trails. So you're going to have to pretend to be a camp goer. You're lucky my partner's also missing. We should realistically be able to fit you right in.
Why are you doing all this? What's in it for you?
You're being chased by a murderer and your daughter might be next. Any decent person would help. Now don't worry. I won't let that crazy guy get anywhere near you. Unless he's already gotten you. You should be safe. 45 weeks ago, Horace and I set out to make a new type of podcast. It started with fun transitions, but then quickly developed into the world that we call Camp Podcast. Woo! And in this week in Camp Podcast, we got Ken and Jason with a theme about horror, huh?
Yes, theme about fear.
You've noticed that on that first episode, don't you?
Yeah, hopefully you guys.
I mean, I don't know what it sounds like yet.
Felt a little tingle, maybe?
Yeah, you should feel some little tingle in your butt cheeks
yeah,
when you hear
hopefully,
it for the first time.
Hopefully when that comes out, you guys hear it. And we just went over the script, actually.
I just read it for the first time.
Yeah.
And it's always a question of, did Horace write a story or did Horace have some themes and ideas first? And then he tried to put a story on it.
Yeah. I say that's exactly how I do it. Yeah.
That's fair because you know what? We're branching into different genres and areas than when we practice it.
Yeah.
I was hesitant when you brought up horror because I don't watch too many horror movies. I don't care for horror movies. But I know the sound design of a horror movie is so critical.
Yes.
It's what makes or
100%.
breaks a good horror movie.
Yeah.
Is the sound design.
Yeah.
Bro, iconic moments. Jaws.
Yeah.
Dun-na, dun-na,
Yep.
dun-na-na-na-na-na-na.
So like suspenseful, like that sound design is 100% gonna make or break this.
Yeah.
I feel like right now there's changes to be made in the script. So what Jean's seeing here isn't gonna be the final product, but
we're gonna delete everything.
Yeah, we talked it over, and it's like
it's fucking dog shit.
We figured out what to do. There's a lot of stuff is going to stay the same. I'd say like the Icebreaker, like stuff like that, probably going to stay the same. But there's some changes that will be made. But yeah, first attempt at horror. Like, it's weird. We're doing like everything. Like, literally got our foot in like a comedy movie, a horror movie, a fucking like a documentary, dude. Like horror is different. Horror
improv,
is weird. Improv, exactly. Yeah, literally setting up footage and everything. I'd say horror is difficult.
Yeah,
it's probably gonna be the hardest.
Yeah.
Catch people off guard and actually like affect them, actually get them scared.
Definitely. We have an element, a visual element now that, we can't help us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of the elements that help create that sense of uneasiness.
Yeah.
Of course, depending on the film.
Yeah, but we've done everything else. You could do horror.
We can
do
it.
Form.
100%, bro.
Yeah.
Did you see the thing I showed you yet?
Which one?
That I recommended to you from the Monkey Paw Productions.
What was it?
I'm sending it to you again.
I will see. What is it called?
It's called. Hold up. Let me pull it up, guys. Just one moment here.
Okay. Wow, he did not listen. Apollo.
Quiet Part Loud.
Quiet Part Loud.
It's a 12-episode
podcast,
series.
The horror
it's
podcast.
an audio podcast. It's a horror podcast.
Yeah.
Made and ran by Monkey Paw Productions, who's run by Jordan Peters. Jordan
Definitely
Peele.
gonna have to check that out. 100%.
Dude, yeah. If you're looking at Smile and some of your inspiration, you definitely have to hear that out.
Yeah.
Because it does. And as I mentioned, I think you know what?
Smile was not my inspiration.
Smile was one of.
By the way, it's weird when I write this stuff. I have like zero inspiration. When I finish, it's just like I see where my inspiration came from, because obviously I didn't make this shit up. It's weird. It's like a weird concept, but it's like after I have no thought when I'm writing this stuff. It's just like I think I'm coming up with.
That's concerning.
It's like no. It's like I have no thought. Like I think I'm coming up with this shit as I write it.
Okay.
And I'm just like, yo, this is like new. There's like different. It's never been. And then I like read it over, and I'm just like, hold on, this is like this movie. This is like this movie. And it's just like it just came up. It's just
100%.
Like,
I know exactly the feeling.
I'm not sitting there thinking like, yo, I need to get this has got to be like this movie specifically. It's just like, I don't know. It's just ingrained in my head, I guess, and I just do it. I don't know. So it's like a mix of like 4 different movies or something. Yeah.
Good. I mean, as long as not one movie stuck out, we're like, oh, this is exactly like this movie.
Yeah.
Hey,
but like
ripping it off.
I want to incorporate the sound from Smile. That's for sure. Just because after I wrote the intro, and they probably heard it. They're probably gonna hear it. Yeah. When I wrote the intro, I was just like, hold on, that'd be so sick if it just went like Cat Podcast. It just went boom. Like it's just like Cat Podcast is not horror, bro. It's just like when did it turn into like a horror?
We were bound to get here eventually.
So cool. I'm gonna be honest, it's so cool. Like stuff like this is gonna be so much cooler though. I'm trying to live in the moment, but like, if we like up our budget, stuff like this is gonna be so much cooler.
100%. We have a bigger team around us.
With like a video format, like just seeing Camp Podcast in that type of different formats like that, and like other formats in the future, like hopefully Old West,
to video or soon. Not to video.
To video or to not to video.
Not to video is a direction that bridge will eventually have to cross.
Yes. Let's do some like normal introduction stuff, and actually talk about our week, because that matters.
Yes, that does matter. And that's it. No, dude, we don't need an introduction.
Ask me the questions, man.
I asked you about it last episode.
I know you asked me last episode. You gotta ask it again.
All right, I'm gonna ask it again. How was your trip to Houston, man?
Yes, I went to Texas recently.
This fucking dope, dude.
Nothing crazy, nothing like out of the ordinary, right? But learned a couple of things. Had a couple of issues, but at the end of the day, a good ass fucking trip.
There we go.
Okay.
Let me hear one of these issues.
So first of all, I'm gonna just describe the trip. It was like it was a 6-day trip. We had 3 different B&Bs booked. It was like one in like North Houston, one in Austin, and then one in like South Houston or something. It's like a triangle, right? Yeah. Like we literally went in a triangle or something. But yeah, so those 3 B&Bs, like they were on all of them were in different days, and the B&Bs were amazing. We went with around 10 people. 2 were already in Houston, and then 8 flew out to like actually like chill out and whatever. Yeah. Let's go through the itinerary. Food. Just food on food. Everyone gained probably combined, because we like took weights and like after.
You literally counted how much calories?
I wanted to. We ended up gaining like in total, like out of 10 of us, I think we gained around like 25, 30 pounds. altogether. I gained 7 pounds
Jeez,
in those days. But like obviously like 2 days later, all of it went away because it's not reproducible.
Yeah,
like, it was just like
it's probably
stuff
just,
that
like,
was
water
just,
weight
yeah, it
and,
was
like,
just stuff that
whatever.
was
Yeah,
just
you
in.
pooped
But
it
like,
all
oh
out.
my god, the food is fucking.
What'd you have? What'd you
best
have?
burger for sure.
Ooh,
Ribeye,
ribs.
steak, so good.
I
What do you
love
call
good
it?
meat.
I had a couple of shawarmas. Shawarmas are fire. Hot fries, fire. Like, yeah, like shit is just good eats over there. You know, good food. And then obviously we had to pack on like fucking milkshakes and shit. You know, that stuff didn't help. You know, you need the snacks.
shit was
you
good
need,
as fuck,
you need
though.
the
That
goodies
shit
for
was good as
sure.
fuck.
We had a pool in every single one of our B&Bs. Hit the pool every single time. Of course, it was hot as fuck in Houston.
How
like
hot?
staying outside for even a little bit, it was like 105, but it's like dry heat, so it's just like you're just so like I don't know. It's just so bad. I don't know.
Someone described it the exact same way. Like she says she couldn't stand outside for too long.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
it
yeah.
literally
It
would
was
burn.
basically like that. Like we planned to like do go to play basketball. Never happened. Like you just didn't want to. Played like volleyball for a little bit, but like I don't know. It was just not it. So problem with what I just said. That was like basically the whole trip. Problem with what I said. That three. Don't never do a 3 B&B. Never do a 2 B&B. Just stick to 1 B&B. Like literally, just stick to it.
Yeah.
Just do because the 3 B&Bs. What ended up happening is that each morning, like we would sleep at like 6 a.m. But each morning, since we had 3 different B&Bs, like multiple mornings, we would have to wake up early as fuck and pack up and leave to the next B&B.
So you spent a lot of time packing up and traveling.
So literally, we packed up. So first of all, we were never able to fully unpack.
Yeah.
Biggest issue, right? Because if you're not able to fully unpack, you can't like set everything up, whatever. It was just inconvenient to not be able to.
By the
fully
third
unpack.
Airbnb, all your clothes are like in a
They
massive
just,
ball.
no, yeah, exactly. But like, and then the second, so we weren't able to fully unpack, and then we had to like, we had no sleep, so like we were always waking up like 2-3 hours later, and then going, and the B&Bs were like 3-4 hours away from each other. So then we were driving 4 hours as soon as we woke up, like just driving 4 hours to the next thing, and a lot of our days were just spent driving, you know, around because like then you go for the 4-hour drive, then you got to get breakfast, and you got to get lunch as well, you know, because the whole point is to eat.
You're hungry.
So like at the end of the day, we've been in the car for 7-8 hours, and now we just got to the B&B at like, let's say 8-9 o'clock.
That's a whole day you lost.
Let's say I got to the B&B at 8-9 o'clock. The next day I gotta leave. It's just like there was a couple of B&Bs where we didn't even open our stuff. Like I literally just like literally my bag just dropped it, and then like in the morning left. Like it was that B&B
that.
stuff is. It's fine that it's a B&B. It's just bad that we had to like leave, and so the problem became at like the third day, none of us had energy because we were all sleep deprived. Like
You either pick one B&B
Yeah.
or extend the trip. You need a way longer trip in each day.
Because
You have to clean up the place every time, right?
exactly. So it was like everyone
It
was
was also
on,
like, don't make a mess. Don't make a mess. We got to clean
everyone
that shit
was
up.
on edge too because it was just like, yo, you guys aren't waking up, blah blah blah. But like last time I went to Texas, because this is my second time going. Last time I went to Texas, we had like one place to chill, and we kind of like we stayed up till 6 a.m. But we also didn't have to wake up mad early and like get ready and shower and blah 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 blah. You know, like we still got our sleep, we still were like rested, we still ate our food. Like whoever wanted to wake up early could, and whoever didn't. It didn't have to be like everyone up, let's go, ride off like that. But yeah, Houston was still fun as fuck because like all like at the end of the day we were all together and we're all friends and like, whatever. It was just like the sleep deprivedness was the only issue. It was just like, and
Y'all some cranky
it started
Bettys.
causing issues, obviously.
Definitely.
And the main issue was, so we ended up leaving on Tuesday morning, like straight up like 5 a.m. Like that's when we had to get to the airport, right? So we packed up the car, and it was like a 30-minute drive, and we get to the airport like about like an hour and a half to spare, and this is like Labor Day weekend, so like the airport is booked, like it's packed. So we had like an hour and a half, so we were ready, like running late, like we like, you know.
You had an hour and a half before you had to catch a flight?
Yeah. And we just got there. And,
How did you guys
so
do
then
this?
So then we opened like the van. We're getting all of the stuff out, and Summy, he goes to the back of the trunk, and he's just like, "Hold on, where's the big suitcase?"
No, Summy, no. I was going to say
just like-
Summy, wasn't it? I was just about to say it was Summy, wasn't it?
He was like, "Where's his big suitcase?" His big suitcase, like it was a carry-on, the one that you like. It wasn't a carry-on; it was check-in.
Okay, yeah.
So it's like paid for and everything. Like you check it in and whatever, and it's got like a bunch of stuff because we all had like once again we didn't have time to pack and whatever, so it was all like just shit just packed in there
Oh,
from everybody.
So this is a
Everybody's shit.
community suitcase.
Yeah, everyone's shit was packed in there, and it just wasn't there. So then we're all freaking out. We're just like, where the fuck? Like where is this thing? And what do you call it? Zuhair calls his like his brother and whatever. And it's obviously in the house, and it would take 30 minutes for them to get there, but the check-in bags at time, and so we had to leave it. Like fully just left it. Like we literally just had to leave that bag and then pay like an extra $110
for it to fly with nobody.
Yeah, $110. Like fully just.
Dude, wait! You guys actually still got on the plane 30 minutes before you had to take before Turk?
No, we had 130. We had an hour and 30 minutes.
Oh, hour and 30.
Hour and 30 minutes. Yeah.
Okay, but you only had 30 minutes to check it in. Before.
Yeah. We only had 30 minutes to check it in, and then like so we weren't able to check it in, and I honestly it was like not the biggest deal, you know. But once again, we were like so sleep deprived. The funniest part about it was that like as we were leaving, this was like 4:30 a.m.
Yeah.
So I mean like literally in the back of the trunk, like it's open. He's just shouting to me in the car while I'm seated, and he was just like, "Yo, Horace, do you have your shoes?" I'm like, "My shoes? Oh no, nah, I forgot them. Can you go get them?" And he goes in the house again to get my shoes. He remembered to get my shoes. Comes back in, puts the shoes in, closes the trunk, ready to go. Last one in. He was the last one in, like ready to go. But like. He remembered my shoes. That's the funniest part. Like
you're about to leave them shoes there,
dude,
bro. You're like,
just,
oh yeah.
And they were like, I didn't care about the shoes because they were beaters. Like they were for the lake. They were like super like beat like shoes that I just brought just for the lake.
Yeah, makes
but
sense.
so I didn't really care that much. But like the fact that you just remembered to bring my shoes. But like the big ass bag.
No one remembered.
No idea.
I think it was a situation where everyone was just like, "Oh, I know. I'm sure they grabbed it.
Exactly.
I'm sure they grabbed it.
Exactly.
I'm sure they grabbed it."
Exactly. Yeah, it was everybody. It was at the end of the day, it was everyone's fault that we were all sleep deprived. Not to mention, we all didn't leave that same day. Not all 8 of us left that same day. Like 2 people left the Monday morning. One of them missed their flight. Slept in the gate.
Oh, yeah.
Literally in the gate, fell asleep, and he had to wait another 5 hours.
Damn.
We dropped him off at 3 a.m. He got home to New Jersey at 2 p.m.
Jesus Christ. 11 hours.
Dude.
Plus that 5, and then, oh my gosh, dude.
And it was only a 3-4 hour flight.
How did he miss his flight?
He just fell asleep at the gate. Like, fully fell. He was by himself. So, like, there was no other people. So, he just, like, once again, sleep deprived.
I thought you meant, like, he missed.
No, fell asleep at, like, literally, like, you know where they call people to line up? Right there, bro.
Dude. Yeah, the 3 Airbnbs really fucked you guys as far as sleep
I'm
goes
telling you,
and
don't.
all that moving around.
Trust me, guys. Spare yourself.
All right, pick one location. If you had to pick one of the 3 locations, which would you go back to Texas?
First Houston location, North Houston.
North Houston.
Like, yeah, the first location was perfectly fine. All the food was close by.
Bro, the second person telling me Houston's amazing now. I need to visit now.
Yeah, it's just good food. I don't know what to tell you. Like,
that's all I want, man.
There's like nothing like crazy, you know. Like there's like some like normal stuff you could do in here.
Nah,
right?
but they do it better over there.
Like you could get a nice B&B. You know,
they
like
slow
cheaper.
roast them.
I don't know. It's just better food.
Slow, long roasted, bro.
Everyone just gets blinded by food. Anyways, we're basically done with the episode. Didn't really leave time for anything else, but hey, man, that's how the week was.
And the next one's gonna be worse.
Straight up. I don't know. All right, see you guys next episode. Hello? Hello?
Hello, Roger.
Who is this?
Are you missing your mommy and daddy?
Who is this? Who are you? What do you want?
You sound so scared. It's Gomez!
Stop!
Your daddy didn't stop. He let all those people drive their money. People died.
Please.
So will you.
I didn't have anything to do with that.
It's too late. Come back here. I'll find you. Don't think you got away.
I'm coming.
And we're back.
We are here, sirs.
Another day, another dollar.
but it's the same day for you because we are currently just back into episode 2 of our podcast. Welcome back, guys. We had some interesting conversations yesterday, specifically about Texas and stuff like that. Yeah. I said yesterday, I meant last episode. This is clearly recorded on the same day. Anyways, what did we just finish wrapping up, sir?
We finished wrapping up the recording for this episode.
Yes.
Our first for the season. Yeah. Apologies. Finish up wrapping for this first season. For the horror. It's the first time we've ever done something like this.
First time either one of us have ever done any horror.
It's definitely a huge curveball.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot, like, it's similar to comedy, but not at all at the same time. Like, you got to keep them on their toes.
Yeah.
But, like, what sounds creepy? I don't ever think about that question.
Yeah.
In the voice or my mannerisms. I'm never trying to scare people.
Let's get started with how you got ready for this recording today. You watched Smile. How was Smile?
Smile was all right of a movie.
Most of you have probably watched Smile. If you guys are horror enthusiasts, you probably watched Smile. I watched Smile twice, both times in theaters, by the way.
Yeah.
But, like, how do you...
I think watching it in theaters for sure would have helped the experience compared to watching it from your own couch.
Cool.
Especially with the audio.
Yeah.
But, I mean, like, I was like, all right, it's okay. Movie,
really?
You know what I'm saying? I didn't really get scared that much.
Yeah.
And I was kind of surprised. Like, I don't really like horror movies like that, but... because they scare me.
Yeah.
But this one was like, you know, it was all right.
How'd you sleep? Yes.
I slept like a baby.
You slept like a baby.
No, and I've seen many people smile after that. Did you look in the mirror? No problem whatsoever. I look at the mirror all the time.
You look in the mirror today?
Yeah, I love looking at myself.
Okay. Do you smile in the mirror today?
Yeah.
Really?
I tell myself I'm a big dude.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, goddamn. I wish I was as big of a man as you.
Exactly. I imagine you had the opposite reaction.
Oh,
you couldn't look at anybody.
It's been 7 months. Yeah. I got rid of all my mirrors.
Dude, I smile all the time. How the fuck do you keep looking at me? I'm always smiling.
Whoa, you smiling there, buddy? But yeah,
this is my episode, right? This is where I get to talk about my personal life.
Yeah.
But I'd actually like to, if this is all right with you, concede all my personal time to talk about the live action of One Piece.
You want to take about all your personal time? Well, what is that? Okay, let's talk about this. What does One Piece have to do with horror?
I don't know.
Exactly.
Dick shit.
Dick
swap.
Let's give some time for, if you stick past through this episode, you know, you'll hear some One Piece in a bit. But let's conclude with, how was the acting done? You know, how do you feel about the acting?
No, yeah, it's the important question to ask. I've been skeptical since the beginning. Okay. You know what I mean? Because as the audio guy, like, horror is all about the audio. To make it sound realistic and scary and to make you feel uneasy, uncomfortable.
Yes, sir.
But much of that doesn't. There's a lot that comes from the text or from the script,
of course,
but like there's not a lot of it that comes in like initially, you know what I mean? It's got to be a lot of setup.
Yep.
I think you had a lot of great setup in the script. I'm still like concerned, you know what I mean? Like, how is this gonna sound?
Great.
You guys have already heard the first 2 episodes.
Yeah, so, hopefully you loved it.
And like, I'm sure we hit the right notes with the horror.
Hopefully.
I don't know what the fuck it sounds like.
I want to listen to this in a dark room and just be like, and really test it out. Because I'm a scaredy cat. I'm a pussy. I'm going to just say that right now. I fucking get scared of so many things. I got scared writing the fucking scene and script for this, as I was telling Johan earlier.
I could have told you were a pussy.
Bro, I am such a scaredy cat when it comes to, like, ghosts and, like, horror movies and shit.
Do you believe in ghosts?
Yes, I do. I believe in ghosts.
I think that's the difference.
Monsters and, like, all that shit. It's not like I don't like fully believe in it, but, like, I convince myself. So it's the same thing. It is the same thing. Like, if I watch a horror movie, here's the thing. Here's my take on horror and what I feel like. People are just like, I don't get scared from horror movies. It's mainly because they're pussies. And what's my take on that? You don't want to make yourself scared. Like, at the end of the day, me and you are the same person. We watch the same exact thing. What's the difference? The difference is that I had a thought process that put me into being more scared. You could make yourself scared if you wanted to. You just didn't want to. Like, when I'm watching a horror movie, I'm putting myself in that place.
I get what you mean.
And anytime, like,
yeah,
when you're looking in a mirror after Smile, you're not thinking, oh, what if I smile back, and what if, like, blah 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 happen? But that's what I'm thinking that because it's honestly, it gets your heart beating and it's fun. I don't want to do it, But at the end of the day, like
For the
there's
sake
some,
of the movie, sake of the enjoyment.
But yeah, because there's sometimes when when I'm scared, like when I can't sleep because of a scary movie, right? Well, the reason I can't sleep is because I'm literally sitting there and I'm like thinking of like the me in that movie and like the scenario, because that's kind of what I do with anything. Like if I'm watching One Piece, I'll do it. So I guess it's just my nature to put myself in those scenarios. So I do the same thing, and it's like I watched Conjuring, and there was that clapping scene from like the closet where like two hands came out of it. Was basically a closet, and like two hands came and they were playing this hide and seek. They were playing hide and seek where you have to clap, right? It's kind of like Marco Polo, but in hide and seek. So someone claps out of the closet, one of the kids, right? And then they open the like move all the clothes and there's no one in there, right? So like obviously, and like that exact scene, like I have a closet in my room, obviously, right? So like
you're just waiting for that bitch to clap.
I literally sometimes it was just the thought will just come into my head, and I'll just stare at my closet and I'll be like, I want to see some hands come out of there right now.
Yeah.
And
like that fear doesn't translate into the real world for me, which is what everyone tells me.
Yeah.
A scary movie like makes you think about everything when you go home. Like,
yeah.
Like I can't look in the mirror. I can't open. But
it's fun.
I literally forget about it.
Okay,
I forgot about
let me
it
ask you this,
immediately.
because I know you probably have. You imagine yourself in a zombie apocalypse, right?
Yes.
Some people would say zombie apocalypse is scary, but like
I think it's kind
you
of cool.
putting yourself in a zombie apocalypse is fun. That's fun, bro. Yeah. Even though it's like super fucked up, but it's just like it's fun. It's just not scary because like what do you get like realistically what are you gonna say? Oh, a zombie is gonna walk in through here. Zombies aren't scary because you could kill a zombie.
No, I understand where you're coming from, dog. But it's like buying into the realism. I get that.
It's fun
I
to
just
be
don't
scared.
Need to.
Yeah, I get it. You're a pussy. It's fine. It's fine. You're scared.
I'm like,
you don't
it's
wanna,
not realistic.
You are
bro.
scared.
The scene. Spoiler warning, guys.
You're scared.
But the scene where she's on the. I already said this to you, but I don't say it again. Where she's kneeling down in the abandoned house at the end of Smile.
Yeah.
And then the creature just comes out and just starts like walking into her mouth. And I was like, bro, I'm not scared.
Why not?
There's like I didn't feel the tension to build up to it. I didn't.
You ruined it for yourself.
It was alright.
Okay, so who do you think had a better experience?
I don't think it was that.
Who do you think had a better experience, me or you?
You definitely had a better experience.
So why won't you allow yourself to have a good experience? What is it about yourself that you are afraid of? I will therapize you right now.
I don't want to.
I will therapize you right now.
How long was the movie? Too much.
2 hours?
I think you're really thinking.
You wasted 2 hours of your life.
I did.
Zero enjoyment.
Because you recommended a shit movie.
You're a pussy.
You fucking suck at
You're
movies.
You're a bitch.
Bullshit.
Get yourself scared. Pussy.
You know what? I don't want to hear this. Okay.
People who aren't scared of movies. People.
I want to hear
you're
like, gaslighting.
You know what?
You're gaslighting.
You know who
right
you
now.
are.
That's what you're
doing. You know who
right
you
now.
are. That comedy movie didn't make me laugh.
Yeah.
I couldn't see myself laughing.
100%. You just
you're a bitch. That's it. You're not fun. That's what you are now. Now you're not fun because like if you go into a comedy show, right, and everyone was laughing, but this guy's not funny. He's a fucking like you just made him not funny because you want to know what they follow up with.
Guys,
you want to know what they follow up with?
Me,
this guy's a nerd. Why would I laugh at him? Because you're thinking of him as a nerd, you fucking loser. Like, laugh at him. It's a comedy show. You're supposed to laugh. Why you, like, in their head, they're making fun of him when you're supposed to be laughing at his jokes. Like,
Horace, there's been scary movies that scared me. All right?
Okay.
It didn't scare me. I didn't buy into it, not because I don't want to buy into it. I didn't buy into it because it literally didn't bring me into the story. It's as simple as that.
You could have.
As long as one of the horror story movies, you know what I'm saying, then I'd be there. Horror. But it didn't do it, so I don't know what to tell you there, bud.
All right, man.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you, bro.
I was just saying.
You know what? So fucking.
You better buy into this.
You can suck a dick.
All I'm saying is you better buy into this.
Suck a dick.
No, you better buy into the fucking
suck a dick,
script.
bitch.
We have not heard the edited version. If the editing comes out garbage, just know when you get to episode 2, you're gonna hear this man be like, "Oh, I didn't buy into it," and they're like, "Yeah."
This season, after this episode right now, is quickly becoming my favorite because of how controversial it is between the two of us. Fuck this shit. Fuck horror movies. I don't care about them. I said it.
Like, what
are you gonna do about it?
What I'm saying is true. If you're not scaring yourself while editing it, right? Then it's not gonna be like you.
I can make myself laugh when on the comedy ones. Yeah, like there are comedic moments.
Like you put in a sound, you're just like,
hilarious.
Like it's funny now. But like you have to do that with horror. You're gonna have to play around with it and be like, now that's scary.
It just doesn't it doesn't like. innately
yourself
happened
into
to
it.
me.
You have
I don't
to-
know what to tell you, dude.
You have to imagine
I don't-
story size. This is, I'm going to be
This is
honest.
what I'm gonna do. This
This
is what I'm
might be
gonna do.
your biggest challenge yet.
Yeah.
But this is a challenge you have to. Why are we doing the horror thing if you're not
Yeah.
going to learn anything from it? Let's be honest.
That's
Because
true.
we could just stop doing horror right here and not learn anything.
You true,
Like,
true,
you
true.
have to give in. You have to.
I have to learn how to allow myself to be scared.
That is your challenge for this podcast.
There are some times where I watch horror movies and I'm like, yeah, this is an actor.
We'll talk about this next season, and you'll hear it.
This is
Johan
CGI.
will learn. I have trust in Johan. He will. I trust you. You guys better trust him too.
I saw a funny video recently, and it was like this guy who he was just with his buddy, and he goes, and he like I don't know what language they were speaking, but he just starts going ha, and the other guy goes ha, and then he goes ha ha, and the other guy goes ha ha ha, and then the other guy goes ha 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 ha,
Okay.
and they just keep doing the ha 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 until
Yeah.
they actually start laughing because it
Okay.
ends up being actually funny.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do the opposite of that.
Mhm.
I'm gonna just start getting scared.
Okay.
I don't know, how do I make myself scared?
You literally.
Ooh.
I just told you how I do it myself. Like literally, when I was writing this, I straight up just imagined myself in that scenario, and like I don't know, I felt like shivers, you know. So like when I heard like a noise, like didn't matter. It was just some random noise. Like I legitimately thought I died. Like I straight up thought, like I don't know, I was just in the moment when writing it. Like I was scaring the shit out of myself. So if I wrote it and I was scared, I know it's scary because I scared myself, and I know I'm a pussy. But I scared myself, and there's other people like they're out there with me, you know? It's like if I'm writing the script, I better be laughing or in my head, you know? Otherwise, other people aren't going to laugh. I'm just saying. So, yeah. Anyways.
I don't know.
Now, we can get into the One Piece because we spent some time talking about that thing.
You gotta really make me turn 180 on this. Hold up.
You wanted to talk about One Piece. We can still talk about the acting because I'm going to be honest, yo. There's still enough room to talk about your evil voice because this is the first time you ever done it. So, what do you think about that voice? Is it hard to do? Is it easy? Do you like it?
That was the easiest part. The evil
voice
voice
was?
yeah, the evil like that. I know evil.
Okay.
I know how to
evil?
inflict pain on others.
Ah.
We're in my wheelhouse now.
Yeah.
I'm usually not the one scared of
Maybe
the
you
pain
put
being
yourself
inflicted
in
on
the
me.
shoes of. For this one, you put yourself in the shoes of the killer. So what can you do because in this scenario, in the whole scene,
Yeah.
you're the killer. You're trying to make this guy scared.
I
Right? Maybe put yourself in the shoes of how do you make this guy more scared or something. I don't know.
If I was a killer and I want someone to get more scared, I need to inflict very uncomfortable amount of pain on them.
Okay.
Like I wanna grab like these pliers and then grab their nail. And then slowly rip off the nail so you can hear the squelching of the blood as your finger and nail get separate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I want to put needles in their ears so that they have a hard time hearing, and every time they move their ears.
You know, some people actually can't hear you talk right now because they're just like.
Yeah.
They're going like,
They're like cringing.
They're going like, so maybe we should stop. Yeah. We would give you two. We give you two.
No, we're gonna do it again at the end to set the tone.
No. So now
What?
we can talk about One Piece. We only have 2 minutes, man.
It's fine. Fuck One Piece. I gave up already.
Oh, you heard
I
him
don't wanna
first,
talk about
buddy.
it, man.
You heard it here first. He does not want to talk about One Piece.
I don't wanna talk
By the
about
way,
it.
I watched the One Piece live action. I watched all 8 episodes. I watched like 2 in Texas, and then I watched like the other 6 like afterwards. And I basically binged it. Like once they like, I'm gonna be honest. Once they met Usopp, bro, that shit was raps. Like that shit was fire, bro. Usopp was played so well. Like I fucking love the guy, the evil villain for that. I wish I knew the name. The guy
Kuro?
with the Kuro, bro. I love that villain, bro. Like he played it so well with the little like palm pushing up the glasses. Like I don't know. There's a lot in the One Piece live action that took from the fact that they changed the anime is. So they changed it for the better.
Yeah.
That's number one. They stuck true to specific tones and like little actions from the anime, but they didn't do it in a way that's cringy, and they didn't fall head over heels for it, you know, to a point where it's just like, what the fuck? This is just weird. Because like me and you have said, if I write a script in for anime and you say it in English and you act it out in English, it's gonna be bad. Because anime is different, you know? Like, shit comes out cringy. But, like, nothing here came out cringy, and it actually felt like a real show, and it felt nice. Like,
I think
honestly.
for the anybody who watches it and loves One Piece, it's gonna be a great show.
Yes.
I think they definitely capture the essence well of One Piece.
Yeah, I don't know about people who don't watch One Piece, but this one.
Nah, man. How do you feel about the whole Garp and the Marines having such an important part in the East
So
Blue?
early, honestly, I think it works out pretty well. You know, like just having, because specifically you get to see the antagonist kind of there the whole time, and you could slightly tell that Garp for this season was the main antagonist at some point, and it felt like he was going to capture them at any moment. You know, it was that like fear. He enlisted fear the entire time. He was just like, because especially for anime watchers, we actually didn't know what was gonna happen, even though we knew what was gonna happen. They changed the story so much that we actually didn't. Like, Garp was legitimately following Luffy in the first season. Like, that's crazy. That didn't happen before. So like, we didn't know if he was gonna get caught. Their ship was gonna blow up. What was gonna happen? Like, I was scared. So like, I think they did exactly what they needed to do there.
I hated it.
All right. And that's this episode, boys. It's ending with Johan hating One Piece. See ya in the next episode.
No, I liked One Piece.
It's over. No,
I don't care.
stop
I care about One Piece. It's just I didn't like the whole. Ken,
Huh? Yeah.
what's up? You gonna watch me cut all these onions?
You're like really good with a knife.
I might be, but I'm not gonna chop all these myself. We have hungry camp mouths to feed. It's our duty today.
I can't. Can you just do this, and I'll fry and clean?
I mean, fine, but can you tell me why? You can tell me. It's okay.
My parents got killed last year. My father, he was stabbed to death by a kitchen knife. They said each cut was meticulous, that the killer was good with a knife. I haven't touched one since. I can't.
Man, I'm sorry. I had no idea that happened to you. Otherwise, never mind. You seem to care a lot about your father. If he was such a good person, why would someone kill him?
He was a good person. All those things were lies. He was a good father. He always spent time with me, taught me right from wrong. He was a good person.
I'm sorry for bringing that up. But that won't change anything. I still need to fulfill my duties. So I'll do the chopping. You can relax for a bit outside if this is too much for you.
Yeah. yeah. I think I'll go.
Okay, I'm gonna start cutting then.
All right. We are back, boys.
We are back 6 weeks later. The horror story is finally done.
Yeah, we have actually finished it.
I. It's been 6 weeks since I finished the horror story.
No, it's been 6 weeks since you finished the horror story. That sounds wrong. It's been 6 weeks and now you have finished the horror story. You were saying 6 weeks since you finished the horror story or whatever.
Like, oh, yeah, no, I didn't complete it. Oh, yeah, you're right, you're right.
You finished it 6 weeks ago?
No,
like,
not at all, man.
That's what you
I just finished it.
Yeah.
6 weeks have passed.
And 6 weeks have passed, and now you finished it.
And, again, Horace, you've been dodging this question. Genuinely, how do you feel about this story?
How do I feel about the story?
Yes.
It is good-ish. It's not our best. It's still up there though, for sure. Obviously everything has like flaws and pros and cons. Like this one, like, music was really good. Like it's probably the best like non-traditional. That's not the word non-traditional. It's the non-lyrical music. It's just
instrumental.
It's just instrumental music. Yeah. Like just
setting the tone.
That stuff was fire. And what you guys probably just heard is the freaking the sports, which is this time the kitchen, boys. Yeah, we're in the kitchen. Yeah, we're cooking. We're cooking. We're chopping up. Giving little bits of hints as to who the evil person is. I'm gonna let you guys guess.
I wonder who, man. We have 2 characters.
You'll see next.
It's
You'll
not
see
much
next
of a guess
episode.
again.
You know that scary
Alrighty.
person's gonna show up or something.
Alrighty, Horace, I have a lot to say.
Okay.
All right, and this is about like the genre of horror as a whole. Like, so horror as a genre gives me a lot of anxiety.
Okay.
All right, because it makes me look at the worst of society. All right.
Yeah.
Like what people actually genuinely could do, like how people could die, like what's that horror series of the people who die like in random accidents? Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
That Final Fantasy scared the shit out of me.
Is it Final Fantasy?
No, that's the game. Oh my god, no.
That is the Final Destination.
Final Destination. Thank you. And so that's why I typically don't watch it, nor do I want to like subscribe to the horror experience you're supposed to get into. That's like comedy. You know how like when you're at a good comedy show and you're watching a stand-up comic, like you're just mesmerized, you're locked in, like and you're just listening to what they say and laughing along. You're part of this experience. Horror has that ability to do that. It's just not something initially I could subscribe to.
Yeah.
But after creating this horror story,
Yeah.
I have grown a huge appreciation for the genre of horror. Like, fuck you for making me do this, but thank you for making me do this.
Okay.
It's kind of what I currently feel because it 2 things. One, like I see how how this was important for me as a sound engineer.
Okay.
I not only got new sounds to work with, new softwares to work with, but like also just the range of things that I can do to make something sound more movie-like. Like this for sure, hands down, the story is the most professional sound-wise I think I'm doing. I think I'm getting better every story.
Yeah.
Which is like awesome. But it came at the cost that the reason why it took 6 weeks is because I didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to do it. I would open my computer and get so much anxiety about like how is this supposed to sound because it's so quickly any loud sounds, any excitement, it can like just easily come off as humorous or like it just sounds stupid or unintentional and like everything I was creating for the past 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Because this wasn't a case of I'm just blowing it off. This was a case of I'm sitting at Panera wanting to blow my fucking brains out because I don't know what sound to choose next. And I've been listening to the sounds of like shepherd tones for the past 3 hours. And I'm like, this is stupid. This is so stupid. I don't know why I'm doing this. And it's literally like my own individual personal life. Like I hit a wall and I did not want to cross that wall.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck it, I'm going to doom scroll in the middle of this Panera for the next 2 hours because fuck this podcast, fuck this story. Like, I felt a lot of emotions during these past 6 weeks.
Yeah.
I developed stress headaches. Where every time I thought about the story, I was like, my head hurts. I don't want to do anything.
Yeah.
I'm gonna boot up Splatoon.
Yeah.
Because
I got really into Splatoon, by the way. Great.
Yeah, I got really into Splatoon because of this.
Yeah.
Right.
That's nice.
But it's because I didn't like my own individual life. It's because I didn't want to confront the things that I knew were hard.
Yeah.
Like,
okay.
The horror podcast was great because, like, it made me confront my limits as a sound engineer. Not only did I discover more, but, like, I realized that these large, abrupt sounds that you heard, though they might sound pretty mediocre to everybody else listening to this. I don't care because for me, when I was creating it, I was like, oh, shit, there's so much I can do with these new softwares I found. So, you know, it was fun, but I hated it. I hated every step of it. Until this becomes our full-time job, I'm not touching horror again. Do not write another horror scene story. It is not going to happen because I feel like I barely even scratched the surface. I feel like there's still so much more I could have done with this. I wasn't ready to give it to you yet. But I was just like, we can't wait any longer. I want to move on to the next thing. And I love your next story already. So we already read the script. We already recorded that one. So that's also going to have a 6 week. Yeah, we recorded the initial script reading. We have the first episode done for season 13.
Oh, okay.
I'm excited for that one.
Yeah.
But this one, I appreciate the challenge, but I don't ever want to do this again. Not right now, bro. That shit killed me.
Yeah. couple takes. First of all, guys, this is our first time like talking about it. I'm gonna be dead honest.
Seriously.
Yeah,
We wait for these moments.
Nah, Sean went MIA for 6 weeks. That is what actually happened. Yeah. Honestly, first thoughts. What it is. It should honestly never take 6 weeks, right? It took 6 weeks because of the pressure you put on yourself for how it should sound, I guess, right? Honestly, if we need to get them out every week, like we shouldn't have any.
We were on that schedule.
Yeah, and our schedule is always fucked, right? Like it always takes 2 weeks. We skip a week every other week. We usually skip a week. You know, it just ends up happening, either family stuff or like it literally like either I don't have the script done or it's just not like, so we always like most episodes take 2 weeks anyway. So this was just, instead of being 6 times long, it was only 3 times as long, which isn't as bad. If you think about it, really not that bad.
It's abysmal.
But if we are holding that 1 week like standard, which we need to do, it needs to come at a cost, and that cost needs to, like, obviously, if it was that big of a lift, the best thing to have done was really just chopped it, like literally just straight up, no sounds. It's fine. It literally was fine as it is, because we would have been 5 extra episodes deep right now. That's the main takeaway, is that we would have, instead of,
I mean, I guess
episode 12, we would have episode 16.
I don't think,
but obviously you made progress and stuff, but those progresses would have also came from those other podcasts. You would have been.
Those are what ifs. You can't really say.
Yeah,
for sure.
but realistically,
you can't really say that. For sure.
Yeah, but realistically, it would have came to kind of like the same conclusion, where it's like.
But like, you can't say that, because I wouldn't. It was because I was trying to scare our listeners.
Yeah.
That made me like question how I'm finding my music and my sound.
Yeah. So those are like big questions.
That's what I love about horror.
Of course.
This is what I'm trying to say.
That's not the solution to the issue, which is we need to we're gonna come across something like this in the future, where I'm just like, because I'm just writing stuff, like it's just stuff that comes to my head, I'm just writing down, and you know, it's whatever comes through the script should be envisioned in what can be done in a week. That's it. Simply put, what can be done in a week. If there's simply put, you were too passionate about this actual thing. You saw this and you went, I could do so much with this. It wasn't that you were pressured or pressured down, and like you literally wanted to make. You saw this and you were just like, this is a gold mine. I'm gonna mine away.
Gold mine? Bro, were you listening to the last episode? I was like, this is scary, man. I'm freaking out.
Yeah, but this is like not even a gold mine. You were like, this is a diamond mine, and I'm gonna go as far as I can. But like, these type of things, they need to like, if you see something like this, right? Either because like this was the reason that I brought the second script, and I was just like, let's just record it. Right? And you said, no, you already have too much pressure, right? Yeah, but the thing is, this episode could have easily just become like something that you worked on in the side. Like we push it to like next 6 months from now, while you do like an hour work, whatever. But like realistically, we need an episode out. Like if we want to do it like consistently, we need an episode out like. It just needs to be every week. So whatever we look at, it needs to be like weekly. And we could have also just pushed it without sound, right? And like I just said, like you could have edited it for in the future. You could have just edited it because you were having fun doing it, because you were passionate about it. That's like a side thing. That is 100% not a podcast thing. That is like a side thing.
That's so interesting you're saying this right now.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here blown.
Why?
Because I'm like, you know, you're the guy I know as someone who likes perfection.
Yeah.
All right? And you demand it of yourself.
Uh-huh.
And in turn, I'm a demand it of this podcast.
Yeah.
So why would I compromise?
It's not a compromise.
Because like I feel like because we went through this, or I should say
but that's the main thing.
Yeah, because I went through this bullshit, like it was good, because I feel like now our future stories are gonna sound better because of this.
But what did I do?
but nothing. Yeah, you didn't have the
This
chance
is
to.
what did
Like,
we do?
you were
What did we
kind of
do?
just stuck.
Yeah, but what would we do for the podcast? What were we doing for the podcast instead of just the sound? We weren't making any progress in like.
No, of course
it
not.
was like
Of course
all
not.
of like
It was. It was.
This is a
I agree with you.
main thing is this is like a duo thing, right?
Yeah.
If I say, hey man, to make this podcast talking better, like I'm just not good at talking
Yeah.
in the podcast, I'm gonna go on a 6-month monk retreat to enhance myself. You could just wait while I'm doing that. Like that sounds like stupid because it's just like
I mean, you could have been doing other things.
I could have easily been.
I'm not trying to be.
Of course,
asshole,
I could have.
of course.
The first 2 weeks, all I did was I finished up all of the YouTube stuff and I started doing all of the drawings and like the thumbnail and the banners for everything. And then I was also going down this rabbit hole of basically creating a bunch of other small YouTube channels and finding niches and then doing research on those niches, specifically entertainment, finance, it was gaming, and then it was like podcasting. I made 4 different channels and I just made their algorithm all these 4 niches so that I could like scroll and then I could do research on whatever they were doing. But then like 3 weeks in, right, and at this point it was like the weekend and like I didn't get a call or nothing, and I was just like I lost all motivation, like because nothing was happening. Like I was just like, "What's?"
No, I get that. I get the whole.
And because
I would
it
feel
was
the same
that this
way
was
too.
at the time when I said, "What's the wave?" And I got no response the whole week until the next week when you were just like, "Yo, I'm sorry, I have like family stuff or like it's just personal or what, I don't know what you said." But then at that point I was just like, "Okay," and then I was just like, I was like chalking it up because I was just like nothing. Like I have no idea what's happening. Like I was so like I was super invested for like how my motivation is not gonna stick there because I didn't have this big goal in front of me that you did clearly, right? And yeah, it was basically that. So we definitely need to keep it up for the week for each other, not for it has nothing to do with ourselves. It's for each other. It's like if I stop showing up for like, let's say you finish this, right? This horror thing. I'm just like, yo, I can't make it for another 2 weeks. I feel like you would also lose motivation. It would be like what, like because we just like you don't know. This is a 2-person thing,
Yeah,
right?
we feed off of each other.
We feed off of each other. If like you stop doing it, like I'm gonna stop doing it. Because I'm also not seeing what you're doing.
Yeah.
Like literally.
I think that's the biggest.
There was no
where I fucked up the most.
Yeah.
Like I could have made it very clear to you where I was in this journey.
Yeah.
I just wasn't like.
I understand you were just it was like fear and like all that stuff. I feel the same exact things, and which is why
tough.
I can't. I
man.
understand that, which is why I can't like be on you too much for that, right? Because like shit, like
Personal
I
life.
would have done like obviously I would have done the same thing probably in my own head, right? But yeah, while we're running out of time,
I just want to finish off real quick. Like no, definitely, man. That is somewhere personally, I get getting you more involved. Like as a person, I just couldn't even look at you, dude. I was so upset with myself that I was like, I'm disappointing this current experience. I want this to be better, and it's taking way too long.
Yeah.
So like, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm
Honestly,
not apologizing to the people.
Yeah.
To the story. I'm apologizing to you, Horace, my co-host.
Honestly, I think you chose like a perfect time, 6 weeks. It's because I started not giving a fuck about the podcast. So even if it was like dog shit.
Wow, what a co-host.
No, but
Oh
even if
my
it was like
gosh.
completely dog shit.
Yeah.
Like I honestly don't care.
All right, but that's a little disheartening.
Which is really disheartening for you, but like I'm gonna be dead honest. Like
That's true,
I don't
yes.
remember recording it, which is why we did this method in the first place, this whole splitting the podcast thing, and so we could have more attachment. But I lost the attachment, in fact, because it's not like I was sitting there going over the horror thing going, yeah, I can't wait till it's out. How long am I supposed to do that? Like, because even the new Attack on Titan season coming out, it's been a year. I was hyped the first month. I don't care anymore. When it comes out, I'll be like, yes, it's out. But while it's not out, I don't really give a fuck. But we'll move on to the next transition. Yes.
Bet.
What? Did you say my name?
Ken? No.
No, my real.
Go
My
back to
real
sleep.
name.
You must be dreaming.
I swear. Hey, what are you looking for?
I'm looking for my wallet. Have you seen it?
No. Wait. Here's one. Yeah, it's got to be yours. Let's see. Yeah, it's yours. Nice picture. Jason Combs? No. No. What the fuck?
You dumb idiot! How could you be so stupid? You thought I was gonna let you get away? You must be fucked in your head.
Wait. But why? Why all this? Why not just kill me?
I was, but then you believed everything I was saying, and I started to have fun. But now that fun is over, and I'm gonna have to kill you.
Looking for this. I saw that knife there, right when I woke up. Took it just in case. Just didn't connect it. So you're right. I am an idiot. But this idiot has the knife. It's so funny.
Why is it so much fun? I like you, Roger. You're fun.
Where are you going?
Oh, why would I kill you when you're so much fun? Your fear. It's intoxicating. I can't. I'm gonna play around with you some more.
No. Stop. Let's end this here.
Why? Are you scared for your daughter? Afraid I'll do something to her?
You bastard! I'll kill you.
Don't worry, I won't go after her until I'm done with you. Goodbye. I'm see you later.
I won't let you. No! Please! Alright, guys. There you go. Plot twist plotted.
That wasn't what?
Yeah, the twist has been twisted.
The twist is. Oh, yes. The twist has untwisted.
Yes, the twist has completely
It has-
straightened itself out now.
Twisted into the story and into the minds of the listeners.
It was Jason Gomez the whole time?
Oh my god, no way. No one would have guessed that. What?
Dude.
What?
Man. I knew it was him. I knew it was him the whole time.
What?
Come on.
No, man. Oh, dude, this whole season itself, man, is a roller coaster.
Uh-huh.
This is a real roller coaster. Like, not only do we have this giant gap, but like the tone of this conversation and the conversations before are unique.
Uh-huh.
That's for sure. Are they better? Are they worse? I don't know, but I think what makes comedy so amazing, because I've been on a huge comedy rant recently, is the fact that like comics can intertwine their lives into their jokes as well as to what the modern person is experiencing. Like Dave Chappelle is a legend at this.
Yeah.
He takes his own personal experiences, relates it to what's going on in the world, and includes all his humor.
Yeah.
I think we've like inadvertently done that with this podcast. Like, because it's
with this season?
yeah, with like
Story?
with our whole structure. Like,
How?
because of now that we set it up like different days and we have like different emotions and feelings about the production that is like, it's unique. Like I spent hours searching through many different podcasts. I'm telling you, we're 100% in our own league. Can confirm. I listen to the top 100 podcasts on Spotify and nothing even comes close.
Well, it's because you're looking at the top 100, they're all generic.
I mean, it's still top 100.
Yeah.
So it's great. Like, it's exciting, but
Yeah.
it's also frustrating, but it's like genuine frustration.
Yeah.
Like right now, I feel frustrated and I'm not acting. I'm just like, this is how I currently feel right now because of everything. And I think that's the magic of our podcast. I'm just trying to figure out how we capitalize on that.
Yeah. Okay. We should get more into how, like, your thought process when editing this specific transition.
So for this specific transition, I don't know. I mean, I don't have anything specific about the Rivalry because the Rivalry was very straightforward. I kind of understood what we were looking for in the Rivalry.
Okay.
And I understand that like a lot of like the Rivalry is the place for the script to shine.
Yeah.
So I leave a lot of the emptiness in between so that we can hear what the characters are trying to say.
Okay.
And just include a few thematic elements. Like if I have things to talk about, it's going to be like the sounds on the cold opening. Like that took forever.
Okay.
I was trying to create a sound of the cold opening, like the one you hear that's similar to the smile alarm.
Yeah.
Using the sound of a moose. That's a whole like story. Like that, I found a crazy moose sound on Reddit.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my god! So I was on FL Studios trying to make it like sound like an alarm. It didn't work out. But
Oh, great.
as far as editing the Rivalry, though, I don't have much to say, to be honest with
Great.
you.
We chose the one.
You chose the worst one.
We
to
chose
ask you
the
this
worst
question.
transition where you actually did nothing.
And then the finale. I have so much to say about the interview,
Too
but
bad.
they haven't even heard it yet.
it.
Yeah, so
And,
I can't really talk about that one either.
In recency bias, this is the only transition they remember.
Yeah.
So, sorry guys. Yeah, Sean has honestly nothing to say about this transition.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Why horror?
Why horror?
Yeah.
Ask me 6 weeks ago.
No, I'm asking you now. Why
I
do
don't
you
know.
like? Why do you like horror?
Oh, why do I like horror?
Yeah, talk
I
about-
thought you
yeah.
said, why did I make this one horror? I'm just
No,
like,
no. Why
I
do
don't know.
you-
Maybe I watched a horror movie. Wait, let me think. I think wasn't that when Saw? I was watching Saw. I don't know what.
No,
I was
you wanted to watch Saw recently.
I wanted to watch Saw recently, but what did I don't know. I probably watched a horror movie when I created this script. But why horror for me?
Yeah.
I hate horror. But
What? You
Like,
got me fucked up right now.
I hate, but I have a love-hate relationship
You're
with
fucked
horror.
up.
I love watching horror movies. I hate what happens after, but I love it at the same time. I hate being scared afterwards. The reason I'm like usually always like I don't want to watch this horror movie is because it's not because it's bad. It's because I want to watch it, but I'm not ready. It's like when you if you were like to ask me at some random ass moment, yo, you want to jump on a roller coaster right now? I'd be like, I don't know, like right now, like it's a little scary, it's a little jarring, So it's like the horror movies are the same way for me. Like I get scared very easily, so. But so like I love watching it. It's just like afterwards I just can't go to sleep for a couple of nights,
Bro.
and I get like very paranoid.
Then
and
imagine
stuff.
how I felt spending 6 weeks listening to all this, like all horror related stuff, man.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not trying to like make you feel bad or any kind of thing, but
Yeah.
this is my genuine experience.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure this creating of this story had a personal effect in my life.
Good.
I did not feel like I felt like I was in my biggest slump.
Uh-huh.
Not only because it wasn't done, but because I'm just listening to these crazy ass noises all day.
Yeah.
Yo, I think it did something to me, bro. Like
Great.
mentally, I think it fucked me up, man.
It didn't fuck you up.
It
but
fucked me up, man.
That's pretty fire.
It's because it's.
That's super cool. Honestly, you didn't like horror before. Hopefully you get
I didn't-
scared now.
yeah, not that I
because
like
I'm
it,
telling you, like,
but I appreciate
but yeah, that it's just like I obviously like I would love to write like another horror or whatever.
Later,
but
not
you
now.
you obviously
Please.
you don't want to. I'll write it and I'll literally write down specifically no sounds. I'll write it specifically so it has no sounds in it. It'll be just scary.
Oh, I'm game. That's a very hands-off episode for me.
Yeah, for you, you
Oh,
do
shit.
nothing.
Great.
That'd be so stupid.
Yeah.
I don't know. I probably won't write another horror in a while, anyways. Like that was just
Please.
I was just like in a horror mood, and I just had like this epiphany of like some horror story. Honestly, I don't know what I'm gonna write next. It literally just comes to me and it goes. It comes and it goes, which is like
That's kind of. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah,
Please
yeah.
continue your thought. I'm sorry.
no, you could continue. I kind of remember what I was gonna say.
I was just gonna say I don't. Like I'm concerned that like I feel like there should be some level of intention in deciding what you want to write about. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Like inspiration's super important, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But like a lack of intention means that we're just creating randomness in our stories.
Mm-hmm.
When like I don't know about you, but I think like for us and for these stories we want to create, I'm pretty sure we want a balance, you know what I mean? A balance of comedy, suspense, thriller, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like what's your North Star?
It happens mentally. It's all like in my head already. I wrote everything, so I remember like kind of where we are in the pace of everything, right? And like stuff that I get inspired by comes and goes, like and then it's
Yeah.
gone forever, you know. So like having a writing output is nice, and I don't know.
But having
You could say having like a specific direction is great, but like I wouldn't want to write something like if you asked me if this week was supposed to be the horror week because it's like coming up to Halloween, like I might not be into writing a horror this week, and then I'm gonna have no inspiration. I'm gonna sit there and struggle. It was like back a couple of weeks.
Yep.
This was back a while ago where I wanted to write like a Old West one, right? And while I was writing the Old West one, I got inspiration for the Hispanic one, and instead I just did the Hispanic one first. And when I got back to the Old West one, I couldn't write anything. Like I had nothing.
Okay.
Like I was super inspired. I was writing stuff, and then I got back to it, and it was gone because that's just like I just wasn't in like at that like even though that's what I wanted to do in that moment, it was just wasn't. That's not where my mind. It's not.
Have
like,
you thought about it at all? Because I mean, I understand like it's kind of important for you to have the inspiration in that genre in order for you to write what you want to write about. You know what I mean? But like, have you thought about like
No.
figuring out
No.
some way?
What's the problem?
Like
There needs to be a problem for me to solve to fix some issue that we haven't run into. That is like trying to fix something that hasn't happened. Like there is literally
it's foresight.
I haven't thought of there's but what is the problem? What would happen? What do you want to avoid?
Not avoid. Like I think I'm just trying to input my own creative.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I think if we ever pursue anything in the arts, we got to be saying something.
What do you mean?
We have to say something.
Like?
Like, I think a cool direction for our podcast would be, I think what could be cool is if, and maybe this is better for the next epoch.
Mm-hmm.
But us, like, I don't know, kind of sitting together and actually defining what I feel like is important for us in life in general.
Okay.
And write, like, you know how like the Bible and the Quran
Yeah.
write stories to illustrate the point they're trying to get across?
Yeah.
If we were specific about what the points we're trying to get across, we could use that as a guidepost.
So a theme?
Yeah. And then
So you
so
just want
the
themes?
fact that like it could still lend you though to be inspired by anything, by any genre or any type of work,
Mm-hmm.
but just we at least know what theme we want to, at least what lesson we want to get across.
So a theme? what's like the theme? I guess. Yeah. I mean, sure, but why? Like, you want to have one grand theme? Is what you're saying? You want to have one theme that we sit to? That's kind of stupid.
No. Like I think like it's not a theme, but like
No, but what are you saying specifically?
life lessons.
Yeah. But what are you saying? Like, that's not that doesn't have what. What does that have to do with what you said earlier?
It's the fact that like I like the idea of life lessons,
Yeah.
which is what I was trying to tell you, is because it then gives us a topic to discuss in the actual conversations.
Yeah.
Like that's why I still consider like that father episode to be like God tier.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because it's like I think the lesson you could take away from that is like understanding the importance of family and the effect that fathers have on sons.
Yeah.
And then we literally talked about the effects our fathers have had on us.
Okay.
So, like, if
But
we
what,
knew-
like, if we knew what, because you were you said this is all about like foresight. Well, foresight of what?
We would then have foresight to be able to continue these like to talk about a theme in these conversations.
Yeah. Okay.
So like that'd be cool. That's my suggestion. Like life lessons
Yeah.
that are essence of the story, but also what we talk about in the actual podcast itself.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. No, I don't know. Oh, yeah. Sure. You said it in the weirdest way possible. You're just like, yeah. So do you like? Do you have an intention behind what you like? What you write that week? I was just like, no. Like I just write what I feel like. You're just like, all right. So I have this idea that we start choosing themes, but that makes no sense. Okay, whatever, man. It just sounded so dumb to me. Anyways.
Why? Why did it sound dumb? I'm
What?
trying to get an idea across.
Yeah. The thieves thing.
And I just
for
started
sure.
with the problem.
Yeah. It was just the way you said it. To me, it sounded stupid. I was just like, "What are you talking about?" But whatever. Okay. Yeah, but themes that makes 100% sense. I don't know why I wouldn't use that in the first place, right? But like sometimes it's what do you call it? It's not really about the theme. Like we can't having a set like life meaning every episode is kind of like boring at that point, you know? Like this isn't like a Disney show or something where every episode just comes around and turns into like some family lesson, right? Because that means we would have to get deep in every episode.
That's why I like it as like an epoch, just like 12 episodes, 12 life lessons. It's like then we can use those themes to draw a bigger connection between all of them.
Yeah, but the way we're doing it now is that I write it as I run into those life lessons naturally. So it's better. It's easier for me to talk about, if that makes sense. Like if I'm feeling anxiety that whole week, I'm gonna write an anxiety episode and I'm gonna talk about it, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that is because I have something to talk about at that moment. You know, like those like I understand. It's a different epoch, so that's completely different. So that would what you're saying with 12 different episodes, like 12 different thieves would require like a lot of research, but that's like a whole different epoch. So since you're not talking about this one, yeah, it's fine because that requires a whole different structure, like
of course,
research into those topics.
We just need
like,
intention with our
like.
I think the
But
problem,
like, what is that? Yeah.
the problem
that
I want to get across,
There
like
you
this is
go.
the point I'm bringing up,
Okay.
is we should not write stories just to write stories.
Okay.
Like, their intention is extremely important.
Why?
Because something I want to be associated with,
Yeah.
like this podcast, needs to want to say something. It has to say something to the people listening to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I think that's my problem now, and why like YouTube and a lot of content creation feels stale now is because it's like a lot of it's just populated by people just trying to earn a buck and make money and make entertaining content.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. As that's what they want to do. It's personal. But for me as an individual, I don't want to be associated with anything if we're just creating content just to create content.
Yeah.
And we're just there to make ha-has and laughs.
But
like, I want to say something.
But that is the exact purpose of this whole podcast, is that we're literally, the whole structure of our podcast is created so we are saying something. Like that is the whole point of the, like we are creating the content, and you said we shouldn't create each story should be created like intentionally. We shouldn't create a story to create a story. The whole point of a story is that it's a story, so it has some lesson, or it has something that
Not
happens.
every story's have a lesson.
But it's like it has something that happens, or it has some sort of value, or it has some sort of lesson. Like realistically, this horror episode would have never been made, and those 6 weeks that you learned those things would have never been made, simply because this one doesn't have a life lesson, but it's just a story because it's a story. But you learned something out of it, and not to mention our conversations were still deep because of it. Like we still talked about something that meant to us, and we still had conversations about like lessons, and I don't know, like it's like it's definitely a controversial opinion, I would say.
Okay.
To not write don't write stories just because it's a good story. I think a good story should be shared. Like, right? Am I like
I'm not gonna disagree with you there.
If I ever like, I don't, because I feel like what you're saying now, if I ever brought you a really good story, I don't think you would ever say no to it.
A good story will have a lesson attached to it.
Of course. But
I wouldn't consider it if it didn't.
Yeah, if it was bad, I think you would simply just tell me, yo, I'm not recording this. This is bad.
Yeah.
This is a bad script. This is blah. You would have simply just said that, and we wouldn't do it. So, like, I don't think that's ever going to happen. Where, like, if I make a story...
We will, if
that ever happens, we'll learn from it.
Definitely. Well, I think we're past that stage.
It's for that time to come. Because it technically happened twice, but we fixed it on the spot.
For the father one.
Father one and this one.
And this one. No, I mean, not this one. I don't think this one.
We did. Yeah,
what did we change about this?
No, it was the one that's coming up. We changed small things.
You're talking about the next one.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
you're
but
right.
like you understand,
I understand what you mean. It's
I
like
just-
I want
so-
I want that to be important. I think the only thing I was just making
course.
note of is like your story better have a life lesson on a period on it, but like for us to be like, if we had the foresight to understand what those lessons were ahead of time,
yeah,
we can start to build bridges between them.
that I understand.
Yeah, like I want there to be like these aha moments at the end of these conversations between us. Like similar to the way comedy does it. You know what I mean? Like they introduce elements early in the stand-up set so that it all wraps up beautifully at the end.
Yeah.
And the way they do that is like, if I'm taking Dave Chappelle for the example, it's intertwining all those elements, like that personal, which is like the process of us building this podcast together.
Yeah.
Plus the story itself that we're here to create, which is our equivalent of his jokes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like the craft that we're mastering. And then the last component of it is like the contrast between the two. Like that these are stories. We're making this up. This is the imaginary world, yes.
Yeah.
But the lessons still there very much apply to the world that we live in now that people are listening to.
Yeah.
Like that's the collision that is like, I think, the essence of good storytelling.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know if I'm sounding like a madman right now, but like I think by having clear vision of what we want those life lessons to be, we can start to see we can start to push it together, like our personal and the stories that we create.
Yeah. I get that. The only thing is that so I obviously everything we're saying now is like we're just kind of talking, right? But if we like look back, we kind of moved past that already because for the first 7 episodes, I actually brought you the second episode week before we recorded it. So we actually knew what the theme and lesson was, and we actually didn't like those podcasts because we clearly moved past them. I'm not saying that it's not something that we should look into, but it feels like that we already moved past.
I mean,
Slightly.
We as like two people can't move past any topic because we have different lives. So different life lessons are going to impact us different points in our lives.
But what do you say? I'm saying that we tried the whole bringing the theme a week before and then us discussing what we were going to talk about. We're kind of doing that now kind of as well. It's kind of different. Where we actually kind of do it. I bring you the script a week early and we talk about what the theme and everything's going to be, and then we record the rest a week later. So technically, So isn't that like
that's
what are we doing? What do you want to start doing?
That's from episode to episode.
Yeah.
I'm talking from season to season.
Okay.
And so like this conversation, we should put a pin on this one.
Yeah.
Because this is gonna be a much bigger
of course.
conversation.
Because that's what I'm trying to say is like we have
much
no
bigger
idea of
conversation.
what we're saying is even applicable, or if we've tried it already. That's the whole thing that comes with like the whole.
We definitely haven't tried
the whole
yet.
6 weeks thing is
we haven't tried
once again
yet.
we have no idea where we were before, and now we're coming up with more issues that we might or might not have solved. I remember last time we literally had a conversation, and it was, hey, our scenes are all good. Our scenes are all good. Let's start focusing a little bit more on the podcast. And then we had a bunch of things that we wrote down, like the first 5 minutes is the only time we should talk about the transition, and we should only talk about the recent transition. And then we had like a bunch of other things that we said, and probably other like that we completely forgot. So like that's the only problem is that I feel like we're once again I have no idea where we are, and we could talk about like but like it's like we took a step back. For sure. We took a couple of steps back. So before we decide anything, I think we just continue to do whatever it is we were doing before we start changing anything, because I don't want to make any changes. Do you understand what I'm saying? I understand what you're saying. I really don't want to make any changes that we're going to come back and regret because we had no idea. Like, we were more experienced 6 weeks ago than we are right now. So any decision we're making right now is probably the wrong one.
As far as podcasting
yeah,
goes.
it's like me saying, hey, it's like if I didn't lift for this last 6 weeks and me going to try a new bench PR, I'm less, even though I had that, it was a break, I'm less, even though more time has passed, I'm actually less experienced. I shouldn't do that. I shouldn't try to change anything. I should just focus and take a couple steps back. Take a couple of steps, look at everything, do my lightweight. That's what we literally. I'm being dead honest. We have to do that in the next few weeks. We have to catch up because I don't want to make any changes. I don't want to touch anything because I don't want to break anything physically. If I was at the gym, I would break something, but I don't want to. You understand what I'm saying? I could literally be taking this off habitually and then just drop it because and break it. Like I'm being dead on the mic off. Because
I kind of know what you're saying. You're rambling a little, but I get you. I get you.
Yeah.
You're concerned about changes, especially where we are now at this moment mentally for us as podcasters.
Yeah.
No, of course, a future conversation for sure. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
We have to go. We're way over 15 minutes.
Oh, dang.
So
great.
See you later, guys.
See you later.
See you next week. Are you okay?
Yeah. Just get this interview over with.
Okay. How do you feel about Camp Podcast?
Camp Podcast? Yeah. Next.
How about podcasting? Did you like the podcasting here?
Yeah.
Oh, what about your co-host? Can you tell us a little bit about him? It was kind of odd, no? He left a couple days in. How was it?
My partner? He's trying to kill me. He's trying to kill my daughter. He's trying to kill my daughter.
What?
Jennifer Taylor. Please. That's my daughter. Please save her.
Okay, maybe we should call the police.
No. I need the news. We need the news. Word needs to get out. Jason Gomez.
Who?
Jason is trying to kill my daughter.
Sir, please calm down. Everything will be all right.
No. You're probably working for him.
Whoa.
All of you.
We do not need that. Okay, put the gun down.
Don't worry. This isn't for you.
Sir, please calm down. Sir.
Jennifer! I'm sorry. But this is the only way out.
Don't! Oh, God. Somebody call an ambulance and let them know that Jennifer Taylor's in danger. He shot himself. It's no fun. Oh well. On to the next family member, Jennifer Taylor. It's your turn.